Hello everybody, and welcome back to Exploring Black Desert Online. Last episode we defeated Red Nose. He was the first boss that we have come across in this game, and that was a lot of fun. And we moved on out of Western Guard Camp. We should be finished here. However, there are some things I'd like to go over before we go. Our next destination is going to be Loggia Farm, and we are to meet Severo there. And I'm looking forward to getting out of this area. We've been here forever, it seems. I wanted to mention a system that is very important to this game, and we will be going over it more in detail. But initially, I just wanted to give you a taste of what we've already been handed early on in the game. And this is in gear enhancement. Now, the claims and gifts we are getting, a lot of it is OP. I've received this Spirit Stone, which I put in, which gives me all kinds of OP stats. I've received this earring, and this ring, and this ring. So there's a lot of items that we've been given right off the bat just for being new to the game. And those we will not be enhancing. There's one item that we can enhance, and that is going to be this Elsh amulet, which is one of my weapons. I have received some black stones. Now you can see down here in your bags the blackstone weapon and blackstone armor, and these are used to enhance your gear. Now, enhancing your gear is very important in this game because you are not going to find a bunch of gear in loot. You will receive some gear as you level up, and as you do the main quest line and such as that, you can buy gear off of the central market / auction house, and that also sometimes is not already enhanced. Now, enhancing is just another way of improving the stats on your gear, so it's something you definitely want to take care of. And there are different items you can use during enhancement depending on what you want to do. So I'm not going to get into a lot of detail. I just want to do one piece for you and let you see how that works. Now, to enhance an item, you want to unequip it. So just right click it, it goes into your bags. Then what you want to do is call up your black spirit, and you can do that by using your comma key. Your black spirit is the one that's going to help you with enhancement and transfusion. Now, the difference between these two are the enhancement is what we're going to do today using the stones. The transfusion uses crystals. Now, I don't have a crystal as of yet to show you, but as soon as I get one, we will be doing that as well, just so I'll show you how that works. But today we're going to do the enhancement. So you want to click on that, and you're going to get this window pop up. Now, what this window wants you to do is place the gear in the window. So we're going to right click on the piece of gear we want to enhance. It will automatically pull the stone from your inventory. So make sure that you have that. So you will see that the black stone is highlighted, and it's already put one in. So once you're good to go, it says enhancement guaranteed, which means we don't need to worry. We've got a 100% chance of success. And then you want to hit the enhance button. There we go. Now we've enhanced it up to 1. Now I believe you can enhance items up to 15, but the more that you enhance it, the more chance you have of failure. And you can see that we are at +1 now. Our accuracy is 20. If we up it to +2, our accuracy is going to go to 30. Now, we still have another stone. We are 100% guarantee, so we're going to go ahead and enhance it again. Bam! And now we have accuracy of 30, and our AP is going up also. Now we're going to do it again. Very nice, very nice. We're going to do it again. Now, I don't think we're going to reach a failed state because we only had 5 stones. So we're good to go on that. So we're just going to use the last one. So we could enhance it further, but like I say, we don't have any stones left. But now we have our amulet is at 24 to 28 attack power, accuracy of 60. So we're going to go ahead and right click it, get it out of that window, and exit the black screen, and go ahead and put it back on our character. So we are going to be a lot more effective with that weapon. Jewelry you cannot enhance with stones. So our helmet and our chest piece do not apply. And our belt does not apply. If I go to my, let's unequip it, and we're going to go to our Black Spirit, go to Enhancement. I'm going to put it in. You notice it doesn't take the black stone for gear. Now this item, just like the jewelry, this is the belt, requires the exact same item that has not been enhanced in any way in order to upgrade this one. So you would need to purchase some regular Kaposha belts and have them in your inventory, one per level of enhancement. And that's how you would enhance that. So that's not going to work for us. And that can get a little bit pricey. So, but you're going to have no problem getting coin in this game. That is the basics of gear enhancement. The next thing I want to talk about is also very, very important. What we're going to do is I'm going to come over here and approach Phinia. Now, as I approach her, you may see some rings going around her. I personally do not like these rings. They're very immersive breaking for me. And that has to do with the knowledge Amity system, which we're going to go over today. And what that is telling you is your sphere of knowledge for this NPC. You can speak with her, but there are some items that you have not uncovered for her. And I suppose if you are interested in knowing that before you approach the NPC, this can be very, very helpful. Personally, I don't want it there. So the way you shut that off is you go into your settings, and you want to go to General Settings. You want to go down to Show Hide, and you want to go down to where it says Amity Status and turn that off. Hit your apply and confirm, and now the rings are gone. But what I'd like to do is share the Amity knowledge system with you. Now what we're going to do is go up to Phinia and interact with her.
Are you here to meet with Captain Cliff?
And at the top of your screen, you're going to see where it says Amity 34. Now, this number is the amount of knowledge that I have gained from just speaking with her, turning in various tasks and such. And below her name, you will see other items that she has listed. She has a buff, first aid effect, but I need to have at least 200 Amity, and in fact, you might need 201 for that. These others are quests that she will offer you also once you reach these milestones in knowledge with her. This box over here, which you probably have seen pop up in the past, shows her sphere of knowledge with you. So if you go up to somebody and they only have one Amity, which we may run across that in the camp real quick, you will see that there is not a whole lot filled in. But we actually have spoken to every Western Camp officer, and we did that at the end of last episode. And this is why, because it helps when you go to the NPCs that you want to begin your Amity status with. So what we're going to do now is we're going to come down here and you see conversation. Don't worry about this 2 of 35 because we don't need to worry about that yet. The main thing is, do you have any Amity with her now? And have you got any knowledge interest with the NPC? So we're going to hit conversation. You're going to get this window pop up. It will show you her horoscope. Now, if her horoscope matches your horoscope, if you're successful in the conversation, you will receive more Amity from this NPC. And you will see various circles. You will not know offhand which direction the conversation is going to go. If she starts up here, you can very well pretty much guess it's going to go this direction. If she starts down here or here, it could go either way. So after that, you want to look over here. And it tells you for this particular conversation what she wants you to do. Now, she wants us to spark the interest of Fenia 2 consecutive times. Now, that means at least 2 times in a row you have to successfully have a conversation on a topic with her. And these are the topics that you have in common down here. And when you want to spark interest, these are going to change. Whatever the requirement is can change with every NPC and every conversation that you have with that same NPC. So down here are her stats, and her interest level is 20. So we want to make sure that we spark that interest. So we want to pick NPCs that she wants to talk about that have an interest level higher than 20. For this conversation, favor doesn't matter. Sometimes you will need favor. So we're just looking for 2 consecutive times. So the initial ones we want to make sure are going to be successful. So if you hover over Armstrong here, you will see that sparking interest with Armstrong, his interest level is 44. What we need is the interaction effect. And because his interest level's 44, he is going to be a 100% interest. But we're just going to go across. Now, Cliff is only 70% interest. So I am not going to use Cliff for this exercise. We go to Hessen Vale. She would also be a 100% because her interest is 31. Klaus would still work, and Miguel would only be 85, so we're not going to do Miguel either. Now you'll notice down here that you see an arrow, which means there's more people that she has interest in. Now, talking about herself, she doesn't mind that at all. We could also do that. So you want to go through and you want to pick out the ones that have 100. So we are going to go back to the front. I'm going to choose Armstrong. I am going to choose Hessenville. Klaus. I'm not going to choose Miguel. We're going to talk about her a little bit too, and we're going to talk about Constant. Once you've filled up each of these decals, you hit the conversation and you just watch and see what happens. So we've already won that conversation. We've gained 11 Amity for that. Now we have the option of doing it again, not using up any of our energy. So I'm going to go ahead and just... And that's all there is to having a conversation.
The captain.
You can exit out, and you can see that now, if we go back in with her, we have 46. We haven't unlocked these yet. So we still don't have a quest from her. She's not going to give us a quest. But we're going to move on now. We're going to go over to Cliff. Cliff is the one we turned in those quests to last episode. So I'm going to run through this real quick, just to give you a sample.
I'm Cliff, captain of the Western Guard camp.
And we want to hit conversation. We have Amity of 56 with Cliff. Now, he wants us to fail to spark the interest 2 times. So what we want to do, his interest level is 29. We need to find people with interest level lower than 29 to have success in this conversation. And he also has 6 rings we have to fill. And since we only have to do it 2 times, we can focus on who's the lowest. Now 14, he doesn't like to talk about himself. He doesn't like to talk about Miguel too much. So those are my 2. Okay, here's 2. Duvain is 12. And Jamie is 2. So we're going to pick Jamie and Duvain. And then Cliff was 14. So we're going to hit Cliff. We're going to hit Miguel. Now that doesn't fill up our shield here. So we still need to pick 2 more. So I'm going to go through and pick the lowest remaining 2. Which are going to be Hessen and Finia. See what happens. Okay, we got it. And we got 7 Amity from him. There you go.
Grand Chamberlain Jordan.
I'm going to go ahead and talk to everybody else that I need to talk to, and then we're going to move on. All right, everybody. I ran around the camp to see if I could speak to anybody else, and actually, there was only a couple of people that I could speak to as of yet, so I will be making a trip back here in the near future and picking up. I wasn't able to speak to Luke, Constant, Jamie, Hessenvale, or Duvain yet. But everybody else, Samuel and all of those, I was able to speak with. So that is the basics of the Amity system. If you don't have a horse yet, you will need to hoof it.
If you have trouble
So I'm going to
getting a
go
horse,
to my stable.
ride on donkeys until you do.
And it was Taryn, and I'm going to take Taryn out. I may have mentioned it the day I got her, but the red and yellow bar at the bottom, the red is health, the yellow is stamina. Stamina you will not be able to increase without having carrots to feed her, which I do not have. Carrots can normally be purchased at the stables. Now, he doesn't have a shop. The stable keeper doesn't sell carrots to me. So we're going to have to wait until we get to the city. But we should be fine. Now, to find out where you're going, if you can come up here to your quest and hit this down arrow, and now you will see our location. Then you can come over to this little guy here and hit your left mouse button twice, and you will go. And the horse will automatically go to the destination. You need to keep a watch though, because sometimes they will run into fences and rocks and other barriers that will stop them from automatically getting there. So just be aware of that. Normally they do try to stay on the road. As long as you start your journey in an open area, you should be fine. The camera will follow if you have the free form on. If you have the control key pressed, it will just stay at the same whatever the angle was. Otherwise, you can see it auto-corrects. It's just personal preference on that. Now you will see that there is a box on this horse there on the screen that says Instant Excel while running. Hit the F. That only applies if you're not on auto run. And that's one of the skills this horse has. So we're going to be going over the skills later. That's not something we're going to take care of right now. We have arrived at the Loggia Farm. And we're going to get off our horse by pressing R. And you want to make sure you haven't targeted an NPC, because then she can have a conversation with that leaving her horse, but we want to get off the horse. And we're just going to leave the horse here. She's going to be fine. And our quest is to speak to Severa Loggia. And this is him right here. And you can see his title is Node Management. So we're going to interact with him.
You've come to Loggia Farm.
Welcome to Loggia Farm. What brings you here? Well, I was asked to come here and speak with you.
Although the fields are a bit messed up, you can take some potatoes.
Oh, thank you. If you came here with the recommendation of Captain Cliff, I welcome you. He is so considerate. I wonder how he knew we were in need of some hands. Oh, I'm not a farmer, so I don't know about that, but I can help any way I can, I suppose. Well, the workers at this farm are cowards. Goblins who are afraid of imps, for goodness sake. So we're going to get some contribution XP, and we're going to get some amity with him, which may allow us to have a conversation. So let's get that.
Goblins are cowards. They shiver in fear instead of getting rid of imps and foxes.
We barely get any work done because of that. Oh, well, now he has a chat and a main quest. I am going to go ahead and look at the chat first. And he wants to talk to us about hiring goblins. Now this is going to give us some knowledge. I read a book before hiring goblins, but it doesn't really apply to real life. Yeah, most things are like that. Nature of monsters. The nature of goblins must be being scared stiff of imps. That Santomancy fooled me. He didn't tell me about that. Oh, who's this Santomancy?
Trade is not an option with sissy porters.
We don't have enough knowledge with him right now. I don't know a Santomancy yet, so yeah, we're not going to worry about that. Now you'll see up here that we have Amity 12 with him, and there's also some quests that he will give. So this quest, he does have a quest for express delivery. In fact, that might be one that he is going to offer to give us at some point. But let's see what the main quest is. Village by the beautiful coast. Oh, Tiny Nose. Now that's a cute name. Oh, he's an imp. I don't know how our goblins are going to take to that, but if that's what Captain Cliff wants, I'll bring him here. Oh, thank you. He really is nice, and I think you'll enjoy his company very much. Well, if he ever finds the farm uncomfortable, I can always send him on to Velia, so it's going to be good. Okay, well, thank you very much. Oh, Velia, speaking of that, are you going that way? It's a little down from here. It's a very nice town. You will see this village. It's right by the ocean. It's gorgeous. And the governor of that village is Chief Igor Bartali. This imp, Tiny Nose, I'll bring him here right away. Meanwhile, you should go meet Hans at the entrance to Velia. He's a good friend of mine. So we're going to go ahead and accept that.
If you want to establish a trade route with Western Guard Camp, invest your contribution in our farm.
Now I'm going to go ahead and try to have a conversation with him. I don't have enough knowledge yet. Even though I have Amity, we don't have enough in common to speak about. So this is another example of why you're going to want to maybe backtrack and revisit areas you've already been to. Now, I am not going to go on to Velia this episode. What I am going to do is go ahead and leave the episode here today. And we're going to explore the farm here next episode before we leave. And I want to thank you for joining me today, everybody. Please give me a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And hope to see you next episode. Take care, all. Bye-bye now.